Brazil, about 110 million years ago. Throughout this time, a significant portion of the continent was inundated by the rising Atlantic Ocean, resulting in the formation of lagoons and coastal plains that meticulously preserved lightweight pterosaurs and other fauna. The landscape was characterized by notable vegetation, particularly conifers, while the food web thrived on a wide variety of fish, each occupying different sizes and ecological roles. Tapejara, a piscivorous pterosaur. Tapejara possessed a strikingly large crest atop its head, which was likely vibrant in color and served the purpose of attracting potential mates. It is important to note, however, that this crest was not utilized for any aerodynamic functions. If it had been, we would expect to see a limited variety of head crests among pterosaurs, likely resulting in only one or two predominant styles characterized by elongated prongs extending from the rounded snout and the back of the skull. This anatomical feature probably supported a substantial, sail-like crest composed of keratin. Additionally, another specimen linked to a different species of Tapejara displayed a similar crest, though it was narrower and more dome-shaped, lacking the backward-pointing bony support prong. One of the most intriguing aspects of Tapejara is its uniquely shaped beak, which curved downward. This feature likely allowed it to feed in a manner similar to how pelicans scoop fish from the water. Nevertheless, there is some debate among experts regarding this interpretation. Certain paleontologists argue that the beak's curvature was adapted for consuming the diverse fruits available during its era. Conversely, other researchers contend that this pterosaur may have been a carnivore, scavenging on the remains of deceased animals. Tapejara was a diminutive pterosaur, boasting a wingspan of roughly 4 to 4.3 feet and likely weighing around 0.9 pounds. This lightweight was primarily attributed to its hollow bone structure and compact physique, which facilitated its ability to fly. Fossils of Tapejara have been discovered in Brazil, particularly in the northeast. The name originates from the nearly extinct language known as Tupi, or Tupian, which was spoken by the indigenous peoples of Brazil. The term Tapejara translates to Lord of the Ways. There are many depictions of Tapejara's crest. Most modern depictions have a curved shape, but in the popular Walking with Dinosaurs series it's depicted with a giant fan-like shape. The small colony of Tapejara is not the only species inhabiting this expansive floodplain. Maaradactylus, a piscivorous pterosaur. Maaradactylus possessed one of the most substantial skulls among anhangarids from the Santana group, suggesting a wingspan of approximately 20 feet. Additionally, this anhangarid features a notably elevated crest along the midline of the premaxillary bones, which constitute a significant portion of the upper beak area, along with the presence of 35 pairs of teeth in the upper jaws. Maaradactylus exhibited rounded crests at the tips of its expanded upper and lower jaws, resembling those of the related ornithochirids. However, unlike the robust and box-like crests found in many ornithochirid genera, the jaw tips of Maaradactylus were more slender and spoon-shaped, with a crest that was thin from top to bottom. These characteristics are typically associated with anhangarid species, which has led some researchers to classify Maaradactylus as a distinct species within that genus. Similar to other ornithogyrids, the size and orientation of the teeth along the jawline showed considerable variation. Fossils of Maaradactylus have been discovered in Brazil, particularly in the northeast. The skull exhibits a considerable length, featuring a snout that narrows along the majority of its approximately 2.5-foot length. Numerous teeth are notably large, particularly those located towards the tip of the snout. While our knowledge is limited to the skull itself, comparisons with analogous pterosaurs indicate a potential wingspan of around 15 feet. The name Maaradactylus is derived from Mara, a figure in Kariri legends who was transformed into a river monster with long teeth through sorcery, preying upon fishermen. The Maaradactylus appear to exhibit a notable level of aggression, likely as they search for a more suitable territory than their previous habitat. It seems they have been displaced from their original area due to a conflict, which may account for their heightened assertiveness. The Maaradactylus are expressing a clear desire to claim the territory of the Tapejara. Given the size and shape of their snouts, the Maaradactylus have the advantage in combat against the Tapejara. However, this does not imply that the Tapejara will relinquish their territory without resistance, even if it results in a decline in their population. The Maaradactylus initiate their territorial assertion by fishing in the waters of the Tapejara, causing the Tapejara to partially retreat in fear. This display of passive aggression clearly indicates that the Maaradactylus group is determined to assert ownership over this territory. The Maaradactylus become impatient and begin to attack the Tapejara. The Maaradactylus group has successfully claimed this territory from the Tapejara colony, compelling them to seek a new area for habitation.